I'll be on chapter 9 through 12, leadership notes, starting off with diversity and inclusion explained. Inclusion process, incorporation, majority, incorporating, equity, historic inequalities, and a little more. Approach to diversity. Through the early years of 1960s, 1970s, it was landmark laws, melting pot, assimilation, and value and diversity. Moving on to 1980s to 1990s, acceptance and celebration, salad bowl, and pluralism. Inclusion framework, assimilate differences, inclusion framework, 4 quadrants, exclusion quadrant, differentiation quadrant, assimilation quadrant, and inclusion quadrant. Diversity and inclusion in practice. Model of inclusion practices, inclusion multi-level, interpersonal, group, leader, organizational, and societal. Leaders in practice. The practice that advice, diversity, and inclusion. 6 components. Feel included, blueprint for leaders. Feelings involved and engaged. Find ways for all to be involved. That makes people feel better if they're all involved and included in something. Creating more engagement. Share information freely. Don't make it sound like it's a secret or, something that people cannot feel or be heard. Feeling influential. All individuals heard. Discussion, suggestions, decision-making process. You're a leader, but sometimes there's rookies on board. But if they feel like their voice is being heard as well, why wouldn't they want to be all in for you? Feeling respected and valued. That's very big. That's a golden rule. Everybody wants to be respected and valued, especially when being in a team. Instinct to the group. Barriers to embracing diversity and inclusion. Prejudice. Fixed attitude, belief, emotion, judgments, inflexible generalization. Unconscious bias, implicit stereotypes and attitudes automatically triggered by quick judgments, and the stereotypes just fixed belief, label group, incorrect assumptions, attentive, open to knowledge. Moving on to chapter 10, you have conflict. Conflict could be struggle, interdependence, effective elements, differences, communication on conflict. You have content dimension, relationship dimension, and dimensions connected. Conflict on the content level, leaders and others, beliefs and values, goals and pathway. Moving on, conflict regarding goals. Procedural conflict and substantive conflict. Relation level conflict and issues of esteem. You have feeling significant, both parties' needs met, contribution. Forget it. I'm not going to study on that word. Moving on, Fisher and your approach to conflict. Principle negotiation, deciding on merits, and 4 principles. Some 4 principles, I'm going to name a few. Principle 1, separate the people from the problem. That is big if you ask me, because sometimes people get tied in with the problems and, you put them both together. Separate the person from the problem and solve one at a time, I feel is best, because you don't want people to feel like it's their fault if a problem does arise. So recognize uniqueness and attend to relationships. Principle number 2, focus on interests, not positions. Positions, perspective, differences, interests behind position. Address both, though. Managing conflict. Communication strategies for conflict resolution with differences, early phase of conflict, define nature of conflict, and clarify positions. Kilman and Thomas styles of approaching conflict. Pattern responses or behavior, 5 conflict styles, 2 dimensions. Just to name a few before I go there, face saving, maintaining self-image. That is very big. All we got is our face. People see you, they always say, let me put a name on a face. Well, if they hear your name is bad and they see that face with it too, your self-image is I'm not going to say it's ruined, but, it can have a different look on certain folks. Less threatening preserves others, avoid face-threatening issues, and can assist in validation. Styles approaching conflict, avoidance, unassertive and uncooperative, counterproductive, static approach. Another one, competition, highly assertive, win-lose strategy, useful with quick, decisive action, more counterproductive. I kind of like that one a little more because, like, win or lose, obviously you want to win. You don't want to just be right there in the middle. Now, you want to either win, definitely not lose, but as long as you got that mentality, just win. It's useful with quick, decisive actions. I like to move a little faster, so I definitely like that one. Competition, model, collaboration. This is the most preferred, assertive, cooperative, confronts conflicts and uses conflict. Moving on to chapter 11, Leadership ethics explained. Influence to do right things. Influence others. Ethics concern values and morals. And as a leader, you definitely want to influence others to do the right thing, and just really influence others altogether as a leader. The character of the leader. Fundamental aspect, qualities, deposition, and core values. Character development, 6 dimensions. These type of stuff in practice. The character of the leader, trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, citizenship. The action of a leader. The ways they accomplish goals. More appropriate actions. More appropriate action mean like, is this the right thing to do to achieve a goal? You don't want to be dirty or cheat and this, that, or third. Things do not align, to reach a certain goal, because somebody will go out and do it in front of, like, we'll say a higher up, and they say, like, where'd you learn that from? Well, so be moral and have some morals when you do certain things. Goals of a leader. Pursuing just and worthy goals. Value and worth. Interest of others and mutual agreements. I could break that down a little bit. Having just and worthy goals, just great goals to achieve. Value and worth. Make sure you have some value behind you with your goals. Interest of others, you want everybody to feel like they're included, like I said, in mutual agreement. Leadership, I'm tripping. Values of leader, model values, end values, challenge, faithful, and sensitive. More on lastly, chapter 12, destructive leadership explained. Involves excessive power and control, influence, and selfish qualities. Nobody wants a selfish leader. Me, my team, my win. No, this is a team. I'm just a leader that obviously got promoted higher, I guess you could say, or got to see how everything's going to be operated. So we're together. We're still a team at the end of the day. Having harmful behaviors. Let me just move on towards the end because it's getting a little long. Confronting destructive leadership and practice. Leaders. Selection, development procedures, psychological tests, moral ethical standards, and lastly, followers. Reinforce collaboration, initiative, involvement, and psychological factors.